and you can just share that with everyone you're sitting with us.
Yeah.
Since you're used to sitting here by yourself.
Great.
And
You
just
leave me in the middle.
tell us exactly that. Just your favorite time in the bush. And why.
Yeah,
And a
sure.
little bit.
Sure.
And that can be a nice calming experience before you go into your talk later on tonight.
Thanks.
And then when you're done with it, we can just ask Pieter to play the clip, and I'll chat to Patrick afterwards. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Cool. I'm going to stand right there and listen.
Yeah, you've got to move to your next set. Bye. Guys, as per Pete's question, I have to tell you unequivocally that my favorite time of the day in the African bush, or starting every day, is the dawn. There's something magical to me about waking up when it's still dark and watching that slow transition of light creep across the sky. Everything has that moment of peace, that pre-dawn peace, that hush, that stillness, the cleanliness after the night. And I must say that, there's days when Pat and I are exhausted. I mean, wildlife filmmaking can be long, but when you get up, you feel like someone's driven over you with a steamroller. You drive out in the car, and within the first 30 seconds, you feel free. You feel good, and you feel energized by this awesome natural beauty that's before you. So, partial to sunrises. Also love the sunsets, but if I had to pick an ultimate favorite, I just think I'm one of the most lucky people in the world to be able to experience the bush and nature the way that I do. So, having said that, the lads are getting ready on set number 2. So in the meantime, I'm going to go to Pete in the control room and ask him if he could play that clip.
I know you enjoyed that. It's a beautiful clip. Thank you. Welcome back, literally on the jigger with us. And Patrick, I want to shake your hand. We normally do that around the fire.
Yes.
Thank you very much, first of all, for agreeing to jump the side of the camera.
It's an absolute pleasure to come and help out. I would do anything to help out a fellow filmmaker.
Thank you. It's very appreciated, and it's something that I know some people are easier with being in front of the camera than others. I've had numerous battles with Leishan about being this side, and I mean, in short, you've been a cameraman and filmmaker in many different aspects, in many different ways, but ultimately, as I said, the thing I really want to talk about is what we just looked at, as many of you saw, the beautiful images and also the beautiful situations you find yourself in. I mean, I think if you asked, there's probably a real statistic, you might know it, but if you asked 1,000 people around the world what would their ideal job be, probably 900 and something of them would say wildlife cameraman.
Yeah, that would be pretty much the answer, I'd imagine. As with anything in life, it always would seem glamorous compared to what other people would have, you know. But at the end of the day, it's no easy feat. I mean, it's waking up early, it's going out there, being committed to the job, working all night if you have to, you know. I mean, a lot of research has to be done, I suppose, in these things, and dedication to getting the cause and getting the final picture that you ultimately would want.
Yeah, no, big time. I mean, as you say, Jessica used the word passion earlier, and it's the same with guiding. Actually, to be honest with you, any career within wildlife that I've ever come across, people, no matter which way or which part of it they fall into, if they lack the passion, if they just go there for the, you know, I used to say as guides, you know, the guys go there to get a suntan, have a rifle on the Land Rover, and meet a few people from here and there, but they normally last 6 months, maybe a year if it's at a nice place. But if it's not for that real passion, the silly hours and the remoteness and all the other aspects of it normally get people out of it pretty quick. But obviously you've been passionate about it since a young age as well.
Yeah, I have actually. It was not too far down the road. As you know, my parents were looking after a camp on the same property as the Djuma Game Lodge and Vuyatela. And I mean, that was in the mid to early 80s that I started coming through, and I was passionate about photography. I always used to pick up a National Geographic and see the awesome pictures that they always provided, and for me that brought me such great joy to see something like that, and also coming out here, being able to experience that for myself as well, you know. I mean, not everybody gets to spend time outdoors and also perhaps be creative, take photographs, you know, appreciate what you've done, what you've seen. And I mean, I didn't think that ultimately I'd land up here at the end of the day.
None of us
you know?
did.
I mean, I did many other sort of things in between. When I started in the film industry, I already had been doing other sort of jobs. Actually studied tourism as a thing. I was going to go into some sort of tourism, but I think for me, photography was always my biggest passion, and eventually that drove me to joining the film industry. And I worked my way up in over 16 years in the South African film industry. I think I pretty much have seen it all and done it all. So
bought a few cables in that time as well, I'm sure.
Sure, from making coffees to doing the cables to cleaning cameras, you name it, I've done it.
Aspects,
and it has been really enjoyable, and to be here right now is actually the best, I think, highlight of my life.
Wow. Sorry, I didn't expect that. I mean, I didn't not expect it, but it's lovely to hear. I mean, can you elaborate on that? Not in long, but in short.
It's, I mean, what would I say? I mean, at the end of the day, for me, the greatest joy is actually being out here, going out, setting out early in the morning, having a mission. Like with our current contract, we normally allow some sort of freedom with what we want to choose to film, but also we have to provide something to do with science and conservation, and also we film something to do with community and education with the school. So being involved in all sorts of wildlife aspects, I mean, I'm getting a bit muddled, but...
No, muddled is... I get muddled all the time. You just keep on talking and normally you find a point somewhere again. That's what I do.
Waking up early in the morning, going out on a game drive, for instance, if we were filming a black rhino project, it takes you a couple weeks to eventually get the ultimate footage that you want, but it's wake up early, it's make sure you got your sunblock, got your hat, got your sandwiches, got plenty water, batteries, fuel, you know, there's a lot to think about. So go out there, spend the time, enjoy yourself, and you will achieve great results.
Big time. Herman, can I bug you for some water? Sure. In all my running around, I forgot to grab water, and I'm a bit thirsty as well. Well, I wanted to jump anyway, and I'll try and get back to your point again. But Patrick, as soon as I know you guys have been very busy with a bunch of things, and also with all the planning and stuff for Jessica's show and so on. But as soon as you've got a gap, I'd love you to come on a game drive with any of the presenters. But I'd actually like to invite you personally. To come on a drive with me, and it really is, you have everyone's eyes in your hands. That's what you do from the back, and it'll be a laugh on the Jigger. This is quite a funny car.
It would be a great experience
Yeah.
and a great honor to do that for you guys.
No, it'll be.
Yeah.
I'd love that. I mean, we've actually spoken about it. I just didn't want to bother you with that yet.